Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Talk Yu-Gi-Oh! And in today's episode, I will be sharing my thoughts about the recent ban list that's been released on the Konami Yu-Gi-Oh! Official website. And I know it's been 4 weeks since I made a video. I've been never really had enough free time and also laziness, but now I have free time and I've stopped being lazy, so now I can make videos again along with Whitney with the movies. So, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about the ban list and my thoughts. So let's get started. So to start off, I will be starting off with the forbidden list. The forbidden list is basically the cards you cannot have any copy of in your main deck, side deck, or extra deck. So let's start there. So the newest card that's been added is Morphing Jar #1. Now, what do I say about this? Morphing Jar wasn't really doing much this format, and the decks that really even mattered was Empty Jar, which, they still have Needleworm and can still fuck you up with Needleworm. Dark World players that I know and that I've seen builds of aren't really playing Morphing Jar, and most people say, well, Morphing Jar is good because it discards your Dark World monster, lets you draw, and does duper stuff. But from what I've read online and a couple other people I've heard from, Morphing Jar wasn't really that good in Dark Worlds because of this one simple fact. Yes, you discard cards and your Dark World monster effect goes off, but you give your opponent a fresh hand. And if they are a somewhat graveyard disruption manipulating advantage generating deck, you've just set your opponent up to beat your ass. Why? Because you just gave them cards in the graveyard that might just help them. So that's what I gotta say about that. Morphing Jar was really only used in random decks and Empty Jar, but it's not that big of a deal. Morphing Jar #2, I don't even know. I don't know. The next card, that's it for Forbidden. So now we're gonna get into what's limited. Limited is basically the cards that you can only have one copy of in either your main deck, side deck, or extra deck. So the first card they added is Coast Soldier Wolfbar. Now, Coast Soldier Wolfbar is basically a monster reborn for Fire Fist and or any deck that plays Fire Beast Warrior, which is predominantly Fire Fist. Now, I figured this card was going to get limited because, well, when you think about it, at the time of Rooster's announcement and revealing and all that, people were buying 3 Rooster. Why? Because they thought they were going to play 3 Spirit, 3 Rooster. And then what happened? Banlist came around, Spirit went to 1. Well, damn. That means I bought, for some of the people, it's like, oh, I bought 3 Roosters because I thought I was going to abuse Rooster and Spirit, but then Spirit went to 1, so now all I should really play is 2 Roosters because I can't do the duper dupe. So, Coast Soldier Wolfbar going to 1 is basically what I would like to call it got the Spirit treatment. The Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit treatment by being limited. So, personally, I think if I was playing Fire Fist, I would replace the 2 or 1 Wolfbar. I don't know if they played 3 or 2. Probably 3 since it's that good. But then 3, is dead early game. But point is, I would replace the Forbidden Wolfbarks with Call of the Haunted. That's just me. Maybe it's too slow, but hey, it gets back stuff that Wolfbark would have got back. Next card is Mermail Abyss Gun. Now, I don't think this is a big deal for Mermails because I watch a lot of deck profiles, and normally people were running 2. Some were running 3, but the ones that were running 3 sometimes cut it to 2 because the ones that was running 3 and tested 3 will all share the same opinion. It clogs. It clogs at 3. It just clogs and is bad. Now, for those that was running 2, well, that was the perfect number. It's like a monster reborn. You discard it, you get back a Mermail monster. That is amazing. So, with it going to 1, it's like, well, just like Wolfbark, well, I guess we'll just replace it with something else that brings monsters back, I guess. But you know, for the ones that was running 2, it's like, well, it's just one less, and I can replace it with maybe Call It Haunted. I don't know. I feel like Call It Haunted will work in, you know, Fire Fist and Mermails. Next card, Rekindling. Now, this card, I think everybody in the Yu-Gi-Oh community knew this card was going to win. Why? Because this is the card that made shooting Quasar Dragon so easy. It literally was like, hey, I'm going to play this, bring out all these monsters, make Quasar, and I can do it again because this card does not have a limitation like, you know, Spellbook of Secrets and Tinky, where you can only activate one of it once per turn. This card is like, hey, you can activate 3 of them if you got in your hand, and you just, I'm going to kill you. So this going to 1 made perfect sense. It's just like a Monster Reborn. It did stuff, and it was very unfair. But hey, now it's at 1. Good job, Konami. Next card, Infernity Barrier. This was very cruel, in my opinion, because Infernities is a cool deck. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad at all. They're a cool deck with the loop and the search and the loop and the search and the summon and the summon and the search and the set things up, and I'm going to beat your ass. And if you try to activate anything, I'm going to barrier you, or if you set something, I'm going to break you. So by killing their barrier to 1, that was kind of cruel, Konami. I mean, damn, they don't really have much going for them now, because now it's like, oh, he set the barrier. All I gotta do is MST it, and I don't have to worry about 2 more copies. But, you know, I'm pretty sure somebody will find out what to replace the other 2 copies with and do stuff. So let's move over to the semi-limited. So the semi-limited are the cards you can only have 2 of in your main deck, extra deck, side deck in total. So for the first one, Necrofate. Well, Necrofate never really did anything in the past, maybe, I don't know, recent 2, minimum 2 formats. It hasn't done anything. So it going up to 2 just means, well, I guess it's a constellation for losing Morphing Jar. So now you can play MD Jar Banish, I guess, or something ridiculous like that. But Macro and Dimensional Fisher are at 1, so banishing this is kind of like, well, damn, now we just gotta really find some way to abuse our now bump to 2 Necrofate. So this going to 2, okay. Heretics Convocation. I suck. So this card has gone from 3 to 2 to 3 to 2 again. Hey man, if you're gonna keep doing this, then, you know, prepare for it to go to 1 sooner or later, because they are constantly playing with this damn card. I mean, 3 2 3 2. What are Heretic rulers are still going to see play, because even though they lost one of their searchers, they can still play. If they don't already, they still play Gold Sarko. They can play abundance of cards to replace this 1 Heretic Seal Convocation. I mean, it's just they lost 1. All they're gonna do is go back to playing what they used to play when they had only 2 at the time. So nuking it to 2 isn't really that big of a deal, in my opinion. So cool beans. And the last is the Unlimited. These are the cards you can have 3 copies of in between your main, extra, side deck. So Magical Stone Excavation. I guess they just wanted to clean up the ban list, in my opinion. Maybe they just wanted to lighten the load on the ban list. Like maybe during their meetings they say, well, we can only have, you know, 20 cards on the ban, on the forbidden. We can only have 15 on the limited and only 10 on the semi-limited, or something like that. They can only have that maximum, so they had to pull stuff off that's kind of like, we could take it off. Nobody would really care. So, Magical Stone Excavation, meh, who cares? Primal Seed, okay, maybe, just maybe. Maybe Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning goes to 2. Oh, don't shoot me. Hear me out. Primal Seed has gone to 3. Either they're just fucking around, just saying, hey, let's pull this shit off the ban list because nobody would care, or they're hinting that Blackluster Soldier, or maybe some way we can abuse this card with maybe a monster considered Blackluster Soldier and Void of the Beginning, maybe in the future. We can abuse this card because people will buy this structure deck or 10 or so to get this monster that acts as Envoy of the Beginning on the field, stuff like that. But as of right now, Primal Seed won't do anything, just like Magical Stone. But you know, maybe they have a plan. But that's the ban list, and that's my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. It'd be great if you guys share your opinions about the ban list, and I hope you guys have a good day. This is Kofi. Peace.